Yeah, keep it right there. Anytime you're ready.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Here we go. Let me hear you now. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Oh, let's bring that down. Oh, no, that's not the volume. That's the volume. Hi. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Dodger baseball. What just happened there? Oh, man. That was something. Game 1 of the World Series just wrapping up. Hi, everybody. It's your pal Colin. Hello. It's good to see you all. I'm hopeful that you can hear me. I see no reason why you shouldn't be able to. Let's take a look and see who we got out there in viewing land tonight. Liz. Hi, Liz. Good to see you. Oh, the very popular Moms and Dads Against Fascism. Thank you, Moms and Dads Against Fascism. I hope you are for the Toronto Blue Jays as well. And it's difficult, right? It's difficult because, you know, who are we all going to root for, right? Especially when you're me. And let's see. I love both of these teams. These are my two favorite teams of the all-time, right? So it becomes a question, like, who do you root for? And people have asked multiple times, and I've always given the same answer, which is 7 games, extra innings, and the Blue Jays. I do want them to win, and I think they took a big step towards making that happen tonight. Now, are the Dodgers capable of responding? Of course. Please. And we've seen this kind of game from them before where things just kind of get out of hand and then they're like, yeah, okay, great. We'll get them tomorrow. And I think that tonight was one of those games, right? Where things just got a little out of hand, but it was fun to watch. No matter what team you were rooting for, it was fun to watch. I was rooting with America's favorite Phillies fan, TM, Amy Huggins, in the house, which is always great. Always fantastic. Thank you, Amy, for coming over. And making the journey to be here live and in person. And then, we all sat around and watched the game. Now, it was a kind of a theme night. We had poutine. That's right, poutine, which is a Canadian concoction of some kind. It's a Canadian concoction of fries, gravy, and cheese curds. And you've hit 3 of the major food groups for me right there. So I'm down. So I made some poutine. It was actually delicious. Simple. I did have to consult a Canadian while I was making it. I had an emergency Canadian question that only a Canadian could answer. And fortunately, I want to say thank you to Sean for answering my very quick Canadian question about, do you cook the cheese curds? Apparently some controversy in Canada over whether or not you cook the cheese curds in your poutine. I do not cook the cheese curds in my poutine. However, your mileage may vary. So we had a selection of sausages. We had a selection of hot dogs and a selection of poutine tonight. The food was better than the game, frankly, if you're a Dodger fan. If you're a Blue Jay fan, that was one of the greatest nights of your life, right? It's pretty fun, It's pretty fun out there. So let's talk a little bit about what happened. Blake Snell was not Super Blake tonight. He was regular Blake, very good Blake. 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 Oh, my poor Blake. Incarcerated Blake. It's a tribute to Amy Winehouse. Yes, poor incarcerated Blake. Help me, Blake. The Blake did not help tonight. Blake was effective, but, gave up some runs, gave up the big hit to Varsho. And then, the Jays kind of showed what kind of team they are. They're that kind of team that just pecks at you and then throws a couple of hits together and then hits the long ball. And then before you know it, you're down 11-2. Ask the New York Yankees how that goes. They know. Hey, Twitch people, if you're watching, I see you out there. I don't have a Twitch dashboard handy. So if you leave some comments, I'll put them on the air. Let me see if I can get a Twitch dashboard called up here so I can maybe interact with you a little bit better. Still learning the ins and outs of the software. Let's see. Stream Manager. There we go. That's the one we're looking for. Oh, yes. Hello, chat. It's good to see you. So that 6th inning, things really got out of hand for your Dodgers right there. And all of a sudden, it was not really much of a baseball game. It was kind of just okay, let's wait for this one to end and we'll see how tomorrow night's goes. Up until then, it was a pretty fun game, I guess. The Dodgers got out to an early lead, as everybody expected they might. And, hi, Sven. It's good to see Sven out there joining on the Insta. A reminder, you can follow this whatever this is on multiple platforms. We've got viewers tonight on YouTube, on Twitch, Facebook, and Instagram. So please, whatever your platform of preference is, feel free to join in. But the Dodgers were into that early lead, and then all of a sudden, it kind of evaporated when we have a dessert hunting Daphne in the background. Are you looking for dessert?
No, I'm looking for milk.
Looking for milk? Well, you'll find 2 giant gallon jugs of milk right back there. Okay, bye. Daphne was very good and watched the game, even though it was kind of boring. It sometimes happens. But it's the World Series. So you got to watch. There's really no other option. And then, the Blue Jay offense, like I said, now I don't know how many of you are new to the Blue Jays. Maybe you've seen the Blue Jays act this year. Maybe you've seen their offense in action. Maybe you've followed them since 1977, as I have. Maybe this is the first time. You're like, oh, there's a team in Canada. Honey, wake up. New team just dropped. And they're the Toronto Blue Jays. But they're a very, very good baseball team. They won 1 fewer game than the Dodgers over the course of the 162-game championship season. So that's good, right? Yeah. And then I think they proved tonight it's not going to be a pushover. I saw a lot of confident money coming in on the Dodgers, a lot of people predicting a 4-game sweep, a lot of people thinking the Blue Jays could not hang with the Dodgers. They can hang with the Dodgers. And especially once you get past that starting pitching, the Dodgers bullpen is problematic. And we saw that exposed a little bit tonight. So what does this mean for the rest of the series? Well, I don't know. It'd be pretty interesting if the Jays could win game 2 at home, huh? Then I think you're looking at 6 or 7 for sure, which is again what I want as a Blue Jays Dodgers fan. And as I've said before, you know how you can tell that I'm both a Blue Jays and a Dodgers fan by the hats in the background. The background right over here. It's like one of those point the opposite way of the way your finger goes. Blue Jays, Dodgers. And of course, we have a graphic that says that I'm a Dodgers Blue Jays fan. And I am. That's how you can tell. If the graphic doesn't go up unless it's true, right? So that's whoa, hold on. Let's get the right lower third back up there. I called it a lower third. A lot of you are in the industry, though. No? Am I wrong? So it was definitely a fun night for Toronto fans. I know a couple people who were at the game in Toronto who flew out from Los Angeles to go see it. Shout out to my friends Lewis and others who shall go unmentioned. Leah, for now. Oh, I'm sorry. She did get mentioned. But it must have been very exciting to see it there in person. Actually, probably only exciting for Leah because she's the Blue Jays fan. Lewis was the Dodger fan. But looked like a great atmosphere. Now, the one thing I did not get to see a lot of tonight was the pregame pageantry and majesty. I was busy preparing a avocado-based dip. I've been informed for legal reasons, I cannot refer to it as guacamole. Too much sour cream. I know. The pure avocado is very hurtful to my mouth. So that's all I can tell you there. So there's a lot of sour cream in it, is basically the problem. So I missed a lot of the pregame. I'll go back and take a look at some of it tonight. It's Canada. It was lovely, I'm sure. I did see some of the clips of like the giant Canadian flag and stuff. And so, it looked like a pretty good World Series presentation game-wise from the Blue Jays. But as far as the game goes, definitely a tale of two games. There was the first 5 innings, then there was the 6th inning and everything after, which was kind of a completely different vibe as the Dodgers remembered what it was like to lose. They have something they've not been doing a lot of this season in the postseason. Certainly, they lost the one game to Philadelphia, but other than that, it's been a pretty good postseason for the Dodgers, and I'm sure it still will be. Definitely not a time for panic for the boys in blue. From their perspective, here's what you saw tonight that you liked. Shohei Ohtani is continuing to hit home runs. That's fantastic. He'd gone a long time without hitting home runs in the playoffs, and now he's hit 4 in the last 2 games. Yay, Shohei. Keep it up. Mookie looked good. Freddie, a lot of pressure. Canada. Freddie has some Canada. Oh, I just noticed a misspelling in the ticker. That can't be permitted. Stand by while I fix that. Oh my goodness. GAM2. How dare we? Let's see. Game 2 is that. Please let it never be said that we do not pay attention to detail here on the show. All right, let's save that. Okay. So you gotta like seeing some bits and pieces of the Dodgers. And for Toronto, you definitely gotta like what you saw. You do wish every now and again people like your Ernie Clement would not get so excited that they get thrown out at third to end an inning. Hey, joining us direct from Toronto, I believe is the quote unquote real Princess Leia, Leah. I hope you're out there and leave a comment if you can give us some update on what the vibe was tonight inside Skydome. I will always call it Skydome. That's just what it's called. You may call it Rogers Place or Center or whatever. We do have some comments coming in. Let's take a look. David expected a little more from the Dodgers. Well, so did the Dodgers, frankly. They go Jays, says Leah. Thank you. Go Jays. It was a great game tonight. Hope the thing was fun. But yeah, the Dodgers definitely did not live up to expectations tonight. And that's, we have that big debate every time. What is better, to get the rest before the game, let your team get healthy and give everyone a couple days off and decompress from the LCS, or to still be like in winning mode, like go mode, like we're here to fight mode. And it definitely looks tonight like the Blue Jays were definitely in the much more game speed than the Dodgers. Things just were a little off, I think, for Los Angeles tonight. It happens. Even to the best teams. And the Dodgers certainly are one of the best teams. So, take it for what it's worth. But we shall see how it goes tomorrow night. They say, momentum, blah, blah, blah. Next day starting pitcher. I don't know what the exact format of that sentence is. Momentum's only as strong as your next day starting pitcher. Yeah. Well, tomorrow we're going to get Kevin Gausman to the mound for your Toronto Blue Jays. And I believe he's going up against Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And that is going to be a challenge as well, because as you all remember from the NLCS, Yamamoto threw an amazing game, a complete game of greatness, and was basically pretty much unhittable from the Brewers. I mean, he gave up the leadoff homer and then shut him down the rest of the night. So, George Springer, get to him early, is I guess what I'm saying. We'll see. That should be another very good pitching matchup. Gausman has been, tough. I thought it was interesting that John Schneider of the Blue Jays management fame switched the order between Savage and Gausman. I missed any of the explanation for why that was, but now they're in real good shape, having won Savage's game, and now they've got the veteran lined up for game 2. So that's good for your Blue Jays. Hi, Eric. Thanks for joining tonight. I appreciate it. And we'll see how it works out. Now, for your Dodgers, it's not time to panic. We all know it's definitely not time to panic. It is time, however, to take it seriously. This is not a joke. Okay, there's not a Canadian joke. Rob Carlskin, thank you, Rob, for catching me up on some of the stuff I missed. He wanted to give him a little more rest, it was said. It was why they switched Gausman to game 2. That's understandable. I do actually now remember hearing a little bit in the pregame, 4-day, 5-day, whatever the Blue Jays, idea was when it came to giving their pitchers the appropriate amount of rest. So we'll see. We'll see if that pays off. I think one thing looking forward into the series, because now, folks, whether you like it or not, we got ourselves a World Series here. This is happening. There's going to be minimum 5 games of this series, probably 6. And I'm, again, as a Blue Jay Dodger fan, rooting for 7. 7 games, extra innings, and the Blue Jays. Because the Dodgers won it last year. So can my 2 favorite teams just trade it back and forth every year for a couple of years? Yes. I think that would be great. Why not? The pitchers for games 3 and 4 for the Blue Jays. First off, you're looking at Shane Bieber, former Cy Young Award winner. who is, had some very, very good games during his, dozen outings he's had this year as he recovers from Tommy John surgery. And then you've got Max Scherzer. I don't know. I mean, you can only be so angry on the mound and yell at your manager so much if you don't put up. If you don't put up, you must then shut up. Does Mad Max still have another one in him? Does he have another game as good as, the game in Seattle? I don't know. That is a big, big question. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Another interesting decision for the Blue Jays was the return of Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette was back in the lineup tonight. Yay, Bo Bichette. Bo looked fine. I was a little concerned when he took that ground ball up the middle and had to pivot and throw to first, and looked like he was limping around a little bit afterwards. And I know that they got him out of the game pretty quick after that. We'll see how his knee responds and how he feels tomorrow. But he looked good at the plate, and it's just nice having him be a part of this. So I'm optimistic as the Blue Jay fan of me is like, yay, I'm glad he's back. I do actually have to look up at some time where he ended up on the maybe Rob can check this if you want. Did he end up leading the American League in hits? I think he might have. He was very close, even though he missed a month. I know he was in the lead right up until like the last weekend. So you can't help but be excited that guy's back in your lineup, and maybe he'll be able to contribute a little more as the series continues. Maybe. We'll see. For the Dodgers, the Andy Pages situation. What's going on with Andy? Andy had a great season and has really disappeared in the playoffs, which is unfortunate. I like Andy. I like him as a player, and I like him as a long-term part of the Dodger outfield. So I'm hopeful he'll be able to get things back on track. And then we'll see. But that's definitely the bottom of the Dodger order did not compete with the bottom of the Blue Jay order tonight. Certainly. Time now for a quick word from our sponsor. We do have unofficial sponsors for each one of these streams, and tonight's is a brand new flavor of soft drink that I've never tried before. I always like busting out the new ones on stream so we can enjoy them together and see what they taste like. Tonight's stream brought to you by Mountain Dew Baja Laguna Lemonade. Mountain Dew, let's see if we Baja Laguna Lemonade. What is this? What are they selling me here? It's dew with a blast of natural and artificial mango lemonade flavor. And they call this Baja Laguna Lemonade. Well, let's give it a little try. See how the Baja Laguna Lemonade is tonight. Bottoms up. It tastes like horse piss. No, it's fine. It's fine. Does not taste like horse piss. It tastes like Baja Laguna Lemonade. What can I tell you? It's definitely a new dew. Someday I want to go to the Mountain Dew Museum, where they have every variety of dew. And there have been some very odd ones, very odd, purple voltage, crazy dew, Baja. They did, I think they changed Baja. Isn't it Baja Blast? Isn't that the name of it? But now it's like called Baja Lime or something. We have to investigate this because at my local Ralph's, about less which said the better. Not a fan of my local Ralph's right now for reasons. They had boxes of Baja Blast, both I think in old packaging and new packaging, and I think the new packaging added the word lime in there somewhere. Like people needed to know, what is the blast of Baja? Well, we all know. We had it at Taco Bell. At least I had it at Taco Bell. I haven't been to Taco Bell in about 6 months. I'm running a little low on red sauce in my blood. Laguna Lemonade. It's not bad. 8 out of 10 would try again. That's 8 out of 10 would try again for Mountain Dew Baja Laguna lemonade. Look for it in your grocer's freezer, or wherever you buy your fine beverages. Let's see. David is back with a comment that I'm going to have to get out the glasses for. It's a little different than iced tea. Yes. Yes, it is. Thank you, David. David knows how much iced tea I drink, and it is a large amount. But I thought I'd figure, tonight it's a celebration. And apparently it's the 20th Baja anniversary. Baja-versary? I have to find out some more about the Baja branding at Mountain Dew and how the Baja brand department has gone crazy with Baja branding. So I guess that's what people were crying out for. I don't know. So to wrap up our stream, and if anyone wants to chime in about what they saw tonight, please feel free. We're open for your comments and reactions to Game 1 of the 2025 World Series. A great start for your Toronto Blue Jays. A great start for your Toronto Blue Jays. I don't think it could have gone much better. Savage might have been a little more effective, but kid got the job done, did the job they needed him to do, and the bullpen was solid. And Sir Anthony Dominguez came in and got some good outs before the explosion, and then the Blue Jays were able to take it over, hand it over to the C core of the relievers, the level C guys, not the A guys or the B guys, the C guys. They're important. If you got good C guys, you're going to have a good team. And they were able to bring it home with only that little Shohei dinger, which I thought was going to hit the top of Sky Dome. It was an extremely high fly ball to right field. And I thought there's no way that's drifting out. And sure enough, the arc of that, I would guess that might have been one of it, maybe. And I'm sure there's, Google AI information about this, which means it's probably false. But the highest home run hit this year. Let's find out what that is. We'll talk about it next stream. It had to be something, I guess. But that was a very high home run, a roof scraper. Leah, if you're still with us, let us know how it looked there in person. Doug Folden in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Folden joining from Insta. Thank you, Doug. Good to see you. Hope you enjoyed the game tonight. Feel free to drop a note. Let me know what you think. Is this going 4, 5, 6, or 7 games? In fact, that's a good thing for anyone to drop in the comments. What are your predictions after tonight's Blue Jay blowout of the Dodgers in Game 1? As Canada becomes problems for Los Angeles, as the mighty Jays offense once again lumbered to life and delivered a 9-run 6th inning that kind of put the game out of reach. Jays hit the long ball tonight. Dalton Varsho with a critical home run to tie the game early. Of course, the first ever pinch hit grand slam in the World Series. That honor going to Addison Barger. Congratulations, Addison. You'll forever be the answer to a cool trivia question. Tonight was the 701st ever World Series game, and there had never been a pinch hit grand slam until tonight. That's great. And then, of course, Alejandro Kirk continued his campaign to confound the haters and just be a damn good baseball player while looking like something else. They put up his stats tonight. They said he was 5'8", 245, and America's favorite Phillies fan, Amy, laughed heartily. I said, look, he could be 245, right? Couldn't he be 245? I think he could. But Kirky, man, that guy can play baseball like in a way that I find extremely enjoyable. So good for him. Good for the Blue Jays. A great start to the World Series. Let's make it competitive, right? Let's have a good competitive series. This is what people like to see. So, let's see. It looks like we're having some issues on Twitch. Make sure that that's still happening. Well, sorry, Twitch. I hope, yeah, we had a lot of viewers on Twitch, so why did Twitch go away? I don't know. So anyhow, did Snell use up all his gas in the championship series? Doug asks. Possible. But he didn't get a ton of work this year. He was not overworked by any stretch of the imagination. This was kind of the Dodgers' key to their postseason success, I thought, was that most of their pitchers, Roki Sasaki, Snell, Tyler Glasnow, were coming back from injury, so they had not pitched a full season. Kershaw turned out to be like the workhorse this year and had a great regular season, but has had a terrible playoffs. But no, I thought Snell's usage this year has been extremely moderate. He should not be out of gas after the championship series. He just ran out of luck tonight, I think. He lost that pitch to Varsho and then say la vie. It was what it was. And the Blue Jays were able to come back, as they often do. I'm sure the graphic was up there at some time tonight, showing that they were the most comebacky team of all the teams in Major League Baseball. The Blue Jays had rallied from behind to take the lead and win games more than any other team. So it's never over. And when you have an offense like we saw tonight, you know why it's never over. All of a sudden you got, people coming off the bench hitting grand slam home runs. So that was exciting. And I think that it'll be a good challenge for the Dodgers. I still, in my head, I think the Dodgers will win in 6, maybe 5. And my heart is still 7 games, extra innings, and the Blue Jays walk it off in a moment that moves Joe Carter 1 down on the list of greatest moments in Blue Jays history. Vladdy, deep in the 13th inning of Game 7. I'm putting the marker down right here, right now. Vladdy, deep, 13th inning, Game 7, for a legendary Toronto World Series winning home run. Boom. I've made my call. That's it. That's what I'm sticking with. I did see on the pregame show, I don't know who it was on MLB Network. We'll have to go back and look this up. But one of the they were doing their predictions of like who was going to hit a homer in this game, and someone said Addison Barger is hitting a homer for sure tonight. And the other announcers asked him, "Are you crazy? He's not starting. You mean he's going to come off the bench and hit a homer?" And the guy was like, "Yep, I like Addison Barger to hit a homer tonight." Well, sir, I hope you bet that, because boom, did he hit a homer? Oh, he hit a homer, all right. So again, the pitching still favors the Dodgers. The starting pitching does. I would think that Yamamoto is definitely going to be slightly favored over Kevin Gausman. I would think that Glasnow is about even with Justin Bieber. It's Justin Bieber, right? No, Shane Bieber. And then in Game 4, that guy Shohei Ohtani is pitching versus what remains of Max Scherzer. Still got to like the Dodgers' chances, but I'm glad we're going to have a competitive series, I think. And that should be fun for all of baseball. And for those of you who are just now getting into the Blue Jays, get in. Come on. There's room on the bandwagon. We'll take you, and Hello? Are the callers there? Is anyone out there? Let's see. Oh, maybe. Maybe. Are we reconnected? Is anybody really out there? Oh, wait a minute. I think we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Well, that was odd, to say the least. However, yeah, I think we're back. Hey, we're back. Hi, everybody, and good evening and welcome. I'm Colin. This is my baseball stream, part two. Had a little Wi-Fi outage here at the house. Don't know what happened. Part of living with Spectrum. Every now and again, it just goes away. You don't know why. You don't know what you did. It's not your fault. And because of reasons, you cannot get fiber in this neighborhood. America. That was one thing I was really hoping was going to get passed in the Infrastructure Act was, extending fiber like into everywhere, right? Gig up, gig down. What we need to, compete with the rest of the world. But we did not get that, I don't believe, in the Infrastructure Act. And instead, we have very, very few options for internet access because reasons. But at the risk of this becoming a politics live stream, let us continue instead now with our chat about the Los Angeles Dodgers. Let's take a look and see as these oh, look, I can see myself. Well, that's good. I guess that means it's working. Here, hold on, let me click that view and get, there you go. So there we are. At the end of game one, we've got a 1-0 Blue Jays lead, and we got ourselves a series, people, as the Blue Jays and Dodgers are getting ready for game 2 tomorrow, 5 o'clock. Oh, Mountain Dew. Baja Laguna lemonade. Yikes. 5 o'clock tomorrow here on the West Coast, 8 o'clock Eastern. It'll be Yoshinobu Yamamoto for the Dodgers going up against Kevin Gausman of the Blue Jays. We say it that way in honor of Buck Martinez, the Canadian and Blue Jays announcer on Sportsnet, who I just love hearing him say Gausman. He gives it a real Canadian pronunciation, I suppose. Yeah, that's all I got for tonight. So sorry for the little technical burbles. Thank you for hanging in there with us. For those of you who did stick around and come back and see what was going on. We'd love to catch up with more of you after tomorrow night's game. So please swing on by. We're on most of the platforms. We're on the Facebook. We're on the Twitch. We're on the YouTube. We're on the Instagram. We're on the LinkedIn even, I think. Yeah. The one thing we're not on is TikTok. We occasionally get approved to do a live stream on TikTok, and then we do a live stream on TikTok, and then TikTok says, you can't live stream here. And I'm like, what? Why did you let me then? And then it tells me to like reapply for access in 3 days. Okay, I'll reapply. Fine, TikTok. You think I'm come on. Yeah. So, and by the way, TikTok, whatevs, if you know what I'm talking about. Ooh, alert, politics. All right. That's it for tonight. I've enjoyed talking with you. Thank you for the comments, David, Doug, Real Princess Leia. I have to say Leia when you have your screen name like that, because that's how I hear it in my head, but it's Leah. I'm 99% sure. Let's see who else was in with chat tonight. Other people as well. So, okay, that's going to do it for tonight. We will talk to you all soon. The Blue Jays lead the Dodgers 1-0, and we got ourselves a World Series. We'll see you after the game.